Where's Jill? There you are.
Hi, hi, hi. How are you?
Hello. Bonjour, bonjour. Although
Oui,
it's the
oui.
afternoon, yes. I don't know how to say good afternoon in French. I'm
No
sorry.
problem, no problem.
Are we officially speaking French today or Flemish?
Normally it's Flemish, eh? The part where I live is Flemish.
Okay, then I'll just say hello. I think that's right.
Yes, correct. Good.
Oh, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's difficult, but I
It
think
is.
the people who speak Flemish slash Dutch, it's hello.
Yeah.
So it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us from Belgium. What time is it where you are right now?
It's 5:30. Like
Oh,
it's almost time to have dinner.
oh, okay. Well, there you go. We won't keep you too long, but I definitely wanted to have you on this event today, especially since it's about standing your ground. And I
Yeah.
do think of you when I think of this for many reasons. You are publicly outspoken advocate of women, no matter how many obnoxious comments and let's just say difficulties you might encounter in those posts. And I respect you for that and championing you for that. And you know, get involved when I can, but I can't always because it doesn't have anything to do with me. And sometimes your posts are in different languages and I have no idea what's going on there. So
Um,
um, but I would like to introduce you to everybody. Jill Geens is a ballsy rebranding expert at a company called In.DRUK and the founder of the Merkmadammen. I know I did not say that right. How do you say that correctly?
Indruk and the Merkmadammen, which means as much as like Indruk is impression, and the Merkmadammen is like the brand ladies.
Love it. And that is the Brand Ladies is a collective of women-owned businesses in Belgium. Can you tell everybody a bit more about yourself and your work with In.DRUK, and then we will get to the collective.
Yeah, okay. First of all, thank you for having me again, Deborah. It's always a pleasure talking to you. My name is Jill, and I have a company called In.DRUK. And with In.DRUK, I help female entrepreneurs, 40 years and older, because I noticed that those category of females have more difficulties getting themselves visual, and especially online. Sometimes the computer and social media stuff isn't what they are looking for to do in their day. So I help them with things like that, designing their brands, designing their websites. And then the Merkmadammen found its origin in the sequel of that, because I noticed when the website was delivered, they don't do anything with it because they lack time. Mostly they're solopreneurs alone in their business. So they have 1,000 things to do, and marketing and social media is not one of them. And yeah, well, the investment that they made on the brand and the website fell flat because they're not doing anything with it. And that's when I thought, like, okay, let's gather a bunch of ex yeah, how experts, I shall say, in communication, social media, digital marketing, all the things like that, to help them out with that. But that did not quite went as smoothly as it went in my head.
So I wanna talk about that. So you started off with this vision
Yeah.
of I'm going to bring all the women I know who have businesses who I can partner with, who as a collective, it seems to be a theme today.
Yeah.
Um, we can help empower women and also keep the be empowered ourselves and have the business and also support each other in the process.
Mm-hmm.
The concept was fantastic, but the first iteration or manifestation, you know that word, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
um, didn't exactly work out the way you wanted. And I'm hoping that you can share some of the obstacles you faced, and then we will get into what you learned along the way.
Yeah. I gathered a team around me of experts that I held very high, whom I thought very great of. And normally, and it's my nature, I'm a very enthusiastic person. And this is a good thing, but also my pitfall. And for the Merkmadammen, it was my pitfall. I was so enthusiastic about the concept. I wanted to start so fast and right away, serving all those clients that were waiting for this. And the preparation was not good enough. I know now, but at that moment, I was blind for that. So I surrounded myself with people who were not a good match. And there were struggles, which I didn't see coming because I thought like, okay, we're supporting each other's business. So how can this go wrong? Well, in several ways was demonstrated. Like, I also found it very hard to see that there was a trust issue. There was this girl who wanted to do the strategical part, although it was clearly mentioned from the start, from the get-go, that that was my task in this collective. And when we had our first client, it was a big explosion on a lot of emotions from her part, like, I want to do this. But like, I was like, but how? We had this conversation, and she got so angry. I didn't really understood where that was coming from. I was so disappointed, and I also doubted myself because I was thinking like, okay, what did I do wrong? I just think that she was also a little bit too enthusiastic about this and probably thought like, oh, this is going to solve itself on the way, which it didn't. So I decided to stop the collaboration with her. And then we had a first client. We did a good job about that. But then I also noticed that not everybody was as interested in feminism as I was. And feminism is actually the first thing I had on my mind starting this collective. So this was for me also some kind of a twist, like, how can I have people in this collective who don't care about feminism? What are you doing then here? So it all started to feel very heavy for me. And then also in that period, my dad passed away. So I just put everything in the freezer for a little while, thinking like, okay, I don't have the headspace for this. And I will get back to it as soon as I feel ready. So that was a few months ago. And then I started to revamp it.
So now that you're coming back to it,
Yeah.
and in thinking of how you're going to form it again,
Mhm.
you had probably the same strategy everybody else would have had in the beginning, which is find the people, the partners that you feel are the best of the best. And it's a personal judgment of that, however you decided. And it seems to me, and we did have a conversation about this in Belgium. So, but if I'm incorrect, please correct me. It
Mhm.
seemed to me that that was the most important thing to you at that time, and
Mhm.
now you realize that that is not the most important thing at
No.
all, but
No.
it's more about, are we all on the same mission, and are we serving the same mission? Can you speak about that?
Yeah, it's like I was also very into this idea of the creative agency. Like, it's just a hollow word, actually. It's just something about semiology. I mean, like, what does it even mean? I already have a creative agency with In.DRUK. I'm in In.DRUK alone, but I have a lot of freelancers I work with. So I started to think about it, to rethink the concept. And I had something like, but these people I want in the collective are actually already around me. So why don't I involve them? Why do I want to engage new people? It wasn't a very smart way to think about that in the beginning, because these other women, I've been working with them for years. So I've been so blind in this. Actually, in a hindsight, I realized that, but at that moment, yeah, I think I was just too enthusiastic of what I saw of their work, not realizing that that was only what was on screen, but not behind it. I mean, you can polish everything on screen, but that's not the same as the reality. And now that I'm back revamping the Merkmadammen with these other women who I've been working with and for years, is a completely other dynamic. I'm not making it as complicated as I was in the beginning either, because I wanted that everyone was in the decision-making process and everything like that, but not everybody wants to. Some people just have something like, okay, good idea, I want to be a part of that, and okay, we share the same vision, but all the rest, it's up to you, and I will see which way it will go. So now for me, the Merkmadammen is not even a business model. It's just about bringing together the right women with the same mindsets to support each other. And I'm not sure if it's going to go through, but I hope like in half a year or something like that, we can have ourselves some kind of small event where all these women get to meet each other, because they don't know each other. And I think it can be very forceful if they meet, and maybe they can give each other good ideas, maybe have collaborations themselves. So I think that is the most important thing now about the Merkmadammen, just the connection and the empowerment of each other. And then in a further stage, I would love to involve my own clients and having like some kind of Merkmadammen day where they can attend and just ask all the questions they have about marketing, communication, and whatever, and talk to the experts that they meet on that day. But that's for the future.
One of the reasons that I wanted you to join this conference is because a lot of times, I know, I'll speak for myself, my own experience. I have an idea. I think it's the best idea I've ever heard in my life. I'm patting myself on the back. I'm like, woo, I got a great idea. And it doesn't resonate with other people. It doesn't manifest the way I want it to manifest. I can't get any traction on it, but I know it's a good idea. So I put it in my pocket and I wait until the right time and I pull it out. And that's what I feel that you did. You stood your ground. That the concept was correct, but the cast of characters was not. Can you speak to that decision you made to keep the idea alive, but change how it manifests in the world?
I put it in the refrigerator like June last year. And I had something like, okay, I'm not going to touch this for a while, because yeah, I got hurt, of course, because I invested a lot of time in these other partners, and there were a few harsh words from their parts too. So I was in a rough place. But then I think it was, yeah, a few months ago, and it's popped up again, and it really felt so good that that concept of the Merkmadammen, I didn't want to leave it, and I didn't want to throw away all of that stuff. It was still lying here on my desk, and it's something like, okay, I just have to rethink this. Maybe my goal with the Merkmadammen was wrong in the first place, being that creative agency. Maybe the world doesn't need another creative agency. Maybe there's more need for a collective like this that connects women. So I was rethinking it, and then yeah, well, when I popped the question to a few persons in my neighborhood, and partners, potential partners that I wanted to attract for this, they were so enthusiastic, and that wasn't there the first time. There was like my coach. I also wanted to involve a few coaches because I noticed that when they go, my clients go through this process of branding, web design. It's like a time of 2 months, and they also need a lot of mindset work, setting themselves in the spotlight, taking their place. But I'm not a coach. So now I can say, like, okay, you can go to that coach if you have that need, or this coach. And there are, I think, like 3 coaches in the Merkmadammen. And my coach is someone international with a great reputation. And I was a little bit afraid to pitch the idea, and she was so like ecstatic about it, like, oh my god, and I'm so honored that I can be a part of this, and I'm so looking forward to this. And something like, oh, this enthusiasm of mine is not that weird. It's like there is a place for this, so let's just do it.
Thank you for sharing your story. It's definitely inspiring, and it should be to everybody. And it reminds me of a piece of advice that we got several years ago from a woman named Vanessa Carr from Domtar. And she said that sometimes in your career that you can't think of it like a ladder. You have to think of it like a lattice. You know what a lattice is? Yeah. It's like, think about like in a garden where there's like like a fence, but it has like a diamond
Oh
shape.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So so the point is that you don't always, sometimes to go up, you have to go over a little. Or
Yeah.
you have to go down and around and come back up. But the most important thing is to always remember where you want to go and stand your ground and
Mm-hmm.
get there however you need to get there. And that is why I wanted you to share your story with everybody today. Resilience is standing your ground, belief that your idea or the way that you want to help people is the right way for you. And if it's the right way for you, it's going to be the right way for others, and it will have meaning. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for having meaning in everybody's day today. If you don't
Thank
mind, I think I know it's dinner time by you, but if you can just put information for your website and everything else in the chat, really appreciate it. I don't know how to say goodbye in Flemish.
Dag.
Oh, bye. Okay, another easy one, everybody. Okay, well, thank you so much. And we're going to get ready for our tour of the Canon Innovation Center right now.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.